My younger brother told me yesterday that he was going to watch the 1999 Spurs against the 1998 Bulls. And this shows you how out of the loop I am when it comes to this type of stuff anymore, especially when it comes to gaming. I was thinking like, how are you going to watch that? Did they come up with like some AI simulation already that AI is caught up that quickly now where you can actually do this? And he chuckled and laughed and told me that he was going to watch the NBA 2K26 simulation of 99 Spurs versus 98 Bulls. And I just shook my head because my brother loves to watch these 2K simulations like it's a real game. He gets, I don't know why, but he gets hyped about them. He finds them even more exciting than the current NBA. Keep in mind, my younger brother's only like 4 years younger than me. He's 38, I'm 42. So it's just funny. We're both grown men, obviously, but to see him get excited about these 2K matchups. And I thought about it deeply, like him getting excited about NBA 2K simulations really shows at times how the NBA product is not as exciting as it was back in the day. I know some people will just say that we're old heads, but I definitely feel it's not as exciting as it was. You could say because of bias or whatnot. But anyways, but it led me to think deeply further about just like the future of AI and the NBA. I started thinking deeply about this, and I thought about it like the way AI is developing and how quick and rapid it is now that you're seeing videos of dead people that look close to realistic. In some cases, it does look really real. Like I've seen videos of Martin Luther King in a WWE wrestling match and all this other crazy stuff, and it's cool. It's entertaining. I've enjoyed it. And I've seen even videos of like Tupac, which is pretty hysterical. Granted, it's obviously it's not real, but it's still funny of how close to reality they've gotten. And I started thinking about how it's going to impact the NBA in upcoming years because let's say this AI gets so good in the next even 4 or 5 years. Maybe I'll be wrong with this prediction, but let's say in the next 4 or 5 years, it gets so good where you can actually do simulations of NBA games through AI that it can run an NBA game and it'll look so real that you won't be able to tell the difference. For example, you can actually do a simulation of having the 1999 Spurs versus the 1998 Chicago Bulls. And you'll actually get to see the players like you would see in real life. You'll see like Michael Jordan, Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Scottie Pippen, and they'll look exactly like the real thing. And you'll be able to watch the game like it's actually happening in real life. Can you imagine? Like once the AI has the ability to do that, what a what's going to open up when it comes to Pandora's box? Just the I'm just trying to think about it. Just the pandemonium it's going to create because you'll see so many people that would actually like to watch AI simulate NBA games, whether it's retro games or fantasy matchups or even current matchups, than watching the current product. I thought about that how cool would it be if you're, for example, a 90s Bulls fan, that now you can watch your favorite 90s Bulls team against whatever team you want to see them play against, whether it's the current teams, like maybe you want to watch them against the current Oklahoma City Thunder with SGA versus like the 96 Bulls, the 72 win team, and you can set up the matchup the way you want to set it up. You can play by the current rules of this era, or you can play by 90s rules and see how it turns out. Can you imagine how fun that would be? And you can even do other matchups like 96 Bulls against, let's say, the 87 Lakers. Like, wouldn't that be fun? Like, it could actually set it up that way. I thought about it. I was just like, wow. If it ever gets to that point, the NBA might be in trouble where AI is just more entertaining to watch when it comes to basketball games than watching the real product. And that could create an interesting situation. I'm sure the NBA will try to fight to stop this type of AI simulations from happening. Or maybe they'll be smart enough to profit from it where they charge certain AI services like a fee to do this stuff. I don't know, but it'll be interesting. I think the NBA will have a hard time stopping it because I think you're going to have these people who are good at creating AI software that's going to allow people to do this, and it'll be hard to stop all the AI software out there. These apps, you will have to shut them all down. I think it'll be nearly impossible to do. You'll have people who will have access in their homes to do all this stuff. So I think it's going to be pretty amazing and pretty exciting. And I think the benefit of this will be also, I think it may force the NBA to make their product even better than what it is today. Maybe they'll turn back to the old rules when they see how exciting these simulations are and how people enjoy them versus these current shitty rules that favor offense. That's a possibility, or maybe they'll get some ideas from it that I think it's going to make things very interesting when I think about the possibilities of AI simulation. That granted, AI does suck in other aspects when you think about the job losses it'll cause, but this is one of the few positive things I could see it doing in the not so distant future, whether it's 5 years from now or even 10 years from now, when AI can create these accurate simulations of basketball games that it makes you feel like you're actually watching the real thing. I'm actually pretty excited about that. I can think of million types of basketball matchups I can come up with from like the past, present, and even the future. I would say just thinking about so many scenarios of my favorite Spurs teams against teams of the past, and the present. Just that would be a lot of fun. I'm just thinking about it in my mind because I always wondered how, for example, the Duncan, Parker, Manu Ginobili Spurs teams would do in this era. Can you imagine if I could set up a matchup with the current Spurs, the Spurs team from that past era with those big three versus OKC's team or Jokic's Nuggets, prime Duncan versus prime Jokic? That would just be a lot of fun. My mind just would be all over the place with infinite possibilities, endless matchups. So I think that's going to be pretty exciting. I just thought I would just throw that out there randomly, how cool this could possibly be. But that's all I had to say about it.